Do you like your ensemble comedies all joke-freed up with an overstuffed cast of once bankable actors, recycled gags, aimless scene direction, tiny cameos from talented comedians, and actress Jessica Alba playing a horny drug rep with all the comic timing of Gallagher sledgehammering a watermelon? We've got all that and much, much more with Little Fockers. And before we flush it, we're going to take it out and play with it a little.
When I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair.
Restroom Cinema. We're here to flush it, so you don't have to see it. Greetings, everyone. I am Honor Knight, your head cinematic flusher right here in the Restroom. As always, I'm joined by my lovely co-cinematic flushers, Midwest movie mogul Colleen Griffin.
Hey, hey, hey.
And Raging Buddha B-movie queen, Nora Crest.
What's up?
Also joining us as part of our extended co-flushing team this time out is a content creator who previously assisted us with the flushing of Pompeii. Please welcome back the lovely and talented Sara Polton.
Hi.
That's it. We have to...
That's all, yeah, sorry. Sorry. Did I fail this?
Every time Raging Buddha B-movie queen Nora Crest spends some time in our stall and reads the writing on the restroom wall, she's never quite the same. Let's see who turns up in this week's Raging Buddha Stats.
Hey, this is Jack Burns. These are the stats for Little Fockers. What do you get when you combine 3 Academy Award winners, 4 Oscar nominees, $100 million, and Ben Stiller? Little fucking Fockers. This movie takes every movie stereotype and trope, thrown into a mixing bowl, tossed onto a wall to see what sticks, and that's how they wrote the fucking script. This movie is so terrible that I almost threw away my entire career when I agreed to say the line, "The Godfucker." This is Jack Burns, over and out. I'm watching you.
Film should have been called either Little Humor or This Fucking Sucks. I'm getting my fucking jokes out early. All right, hit it, Griff.
How to Kill a Pun in 3 movies. And Raging Bullshit.
I asked my 7-year-old, do you want to watch the movie I have to watch this week? He goes, what is it? And I said, it's Little Fockers. And he's like, what? It's Fockers. And he's like, what? And I was like, it's not Fuckers, it's Fockers.
I thought I had seen this before, but it was the second movie I had walked
Right?
out.
I was happy it wasn't the one with the boob.
I didn't even know they made a third film until we found this one. I honestly didn't. I know they had done the first one.
The one where Robert De Niro had the strap-on boob. And I was
Oh,
hoping.
you know what? Maybe this wasn't as bad as it could have been.
I don't recall an ensemble cast ever being this unfunny. This film is like a cinematic nursing home.
You have Academy Award winners.
But it's also a cinematic daycare in that there were several actors in there for about maybe like 2 to 5 minutes. They're like comedy elite now.
I didn't laugh once.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
It's a comedy. I did not laugh once.
That's the problem. I think I might have chuckled once.
I said it's almost impressive how this movie manages to be lazy while also trying too hard.
It's like me on a date.
With a $100 million budget and a cast this large, I'm surprised there was any money left to produce the film. For a comedy, guys, this is a really large budget.
I think some of that budget went to Dustin Hoffman because apparently he initially refused to come back.
I don't blame him. Why did he come back?
I know.
Shouldn't have.
You can't take that to school, monkey. Opening morning chaos scene failed to jog my memory as to who these characters even were, much less that they had 2 kids who have about as much acting talents as those appearing in the local Burger King ad. Those kids sucked.
That daughter was like the female Damien.
Did anybody remember, did anybody see all 3 of the films? I guess Crest did, right?
Yes, I've seen all 3 of them.
Okay, I only saw the first one. Polton, you only saw the first one, right?
No, I walked out of the second one in the theater.
Did you have a date that you left at the theater, or?
Maybe.
Okay. Griff, did you see the first 2?
As far as I remember, I may have downloaded it illegally.
And then my next note.
And let me just say about the little Damien daughter, she does get better acting-wise because she was in this year's The Nice Guys, and she was actually really good.
That's the same
I saw
kid?
that,
Oh,
yeah.
It's the same kid,
She
yeah.
was excellent in that.
So
yeah.
just in this movie, I'm just going to blame it on the director on that.
Yeah, Paul
Really,
White.
but she was really good at being an asshole.
Ben Stiller essentially sleepwalks through this film on his way to much better material like, hey, Tower Heist, Another Night at the Museum sequel, and Zoolander 2. Well done, Ben.
I don't know. I think this movie was like a blueprint for what happened with Adam Sandler's career.
Once funny and now subjugated to drivel.
Well, at least we know that Ben Stiller was funny. And
yes,
he actually
he's very talented.
And I believe he one day again can be funny.
Film is called Little Fockers, yet has very little to do with the kids. Unless they were talking about the dicks of the male actors, then it makes sense. 2 minute mark. All right. Oh, I know it's early, but I got to work with what I got. It's what I wrote. It's what I'm going with.
So early on her. It's so early in the podcast.
I've been told that before.
Oh, but there he is. Why is veteran actor Harvey Keitel looking like he just stepped outside of a gay biker bar to catch a smoke before his next round of blowjobs?
And this is the only part I laughed in. Like, looking at and I was just thankful that Harvey Keitel did not take his shirt off.
Come on, guys. Harvey Keitel?
I just thought that I want whatever Harvey Keitel was on when he made this movie.
Oh, he was drinking for oh hell yeah, he had to be because he had all those fucked up tattoos and a sleeveless shirt and his hair's all permed up, right?
I don't know. My mom has a theory about Harvey Keitel movies in general that if he takes his shirt off, it's automatically the worst movie that's ever been made. So when he didn't take his shirt off, there was potential, but because of the sleeveless aspect, we still saw chest area and stuff. So it was like, a halfway thing with him.
But Harvey Keitel, yeah, I know. And let me recap the plot real quick. Ben Stiller, they're looking to buy him and his wife, Terry Polo plays the wife, and they got these 2 obnoxious kids. Now they're older because they had kids in Meet the Fockers, and they were babies, I believe, and now they're a little bit older. And so they're just living the dream here in this fucking apartment in Chicago, and they want to buy a house.
They bought a house.
They bought a house and they're having work done to it.
These were the oldest contractors working on their house. They were all looked like they were about to die.
You are. Yeah.
They were already dead.
Joke about that? Like,
He's asleep, right? There's one guy that was asleep, I think.
He's just asleep the whole time.
I'm Andy Garcia. Why didn't they actual Andy Garcia sue for the production?
Because it's not spelled the same.
For using his name as the butt of another lame joke 3 minute mark, but they do show his face during the film.
And they do reference it.
Yeah, I think
a lot.
If I was
a lot.
If it was funny, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But it's not funny, and I think Andy Garcia should have been like, "Hey," and then called his lawyer.
It's like Andy Garcia lost a game of drunken darts with Ben Stiller, and he had to be referenced in a movie.
That's how they do that, though. They have to pick a funny actor who's not going to get too pissed off. And I guess Andy Garcia was the guy.
He's got a good
funny.
sense of humor. He's done tons of shitty movies.
Well, Andy Garcia, yes, he has done. Why didn't he make a cameo in the film after they mentioned him?
That would have been good.
That was
funny because he said no.
He was the only one that said no, Griff. He's the only one that had enough sense to say no. Jessica Alba is about as believable here as a drug rep as she was playing a stripper in those Sin City films. Man, is she terrible. Folks, that's your tie-in for this week. You're wondering why we're doing this piece of shit. Because Jessica Alba appears in the film she's coming out this week, which I totally forgot the name of. What the hell is this week? Anybody know what the film she's doing this week?
I think it's The Veil.
Oh, no. It's Mechanic Resurrection.
Thank you.
Oh, is it? Because you know what? Can I just say something? This is how much confidence the people involved with this movie have. It just says on the IMDb, Mechanic Resurrection completed. No one gives a fuck about Jessica Alba.
Right, exactly.
There to watch Jason Statham because he's everything gold. I love him.
Yeah, she was only in it because Blake Lively said no. So any thin blonde actress.
Oh, come on.
That was a pretty sick burn.
Anyone else notice that Stiller had to be propped up on an apple box in this scene so he can match Alba's height? Do you notice that? He is way shorter than her. Yes, exactly.
Yes. She was
slouching. She's not that tall.
No, she is. She's way taller. She's taller than him.
She's 5'8", but
yeah, she's taller than him.
Stiller's about 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, Stiller's short.
She's 5'6" and a half. They're fucking the same
Really?
height.
I thought she was
She's not. She is not some lanky, leggy, fucking tall. She's barely taller than me.
Yeah,
but you know what? In Never Been Kissed, she looked like the tallest out of all.
They had her in heels though.
And Stiller is 5'7", so he's technically a half-inch taller.
That's the lie. He's 5'2".
Come on, no, he's not fucking Tom.
No, he's yeah. I was gonna say he's taller than Tom.
No, it's him and Peter Dinklage. They're the same height.
No.
Oh, I hate you.
Sustango.
Yeah, put Peter Dinklage in that same company.
Sustango. It's an erectile dysfunction medicine. It's also another unfunny joke, and we haven't even hit the 5-minute mark yet in this turd. Jesus Christ. What are also the chances the Sustango joke will circle back around to one of the bloated cast later on, huh, guys?
Or it'll be the joke.
And to recap, he's a nurse, and now he's actually in charge of the med-surg department at this hospital. It's a Chicago hospital. And then what's her name? Alba plays a drug rep, I should say, who has a new drug called Sustengo that he wants. She wants him to pimp out at some function in downtown Chicago. Even though he's a nurse and not really qualified to talk about Sustengo. It's a terrible name, but all right. Nurse Focker needed in room 220B stat. Since when do they page nurses over the PA system like they were doctors? I grew up around a hospital.
Only him, because he's in charge.
My mother was a nurse. I don't remember them they don't get paid.
Well, actually, there are nurse positions these days that could explain that away.
But do they wear suits?
If you're an administrator, yes, you're not in
Yes.
Is he an administrator?
Yeah.
And like I said,
But he gets called in, but he's still like wearing the suit.
I know.
Something didn't add up.
Would you get out of my ass? I wish comedian Kevin Hart would get out of all of our asses at this 5-minute mark. He shows up in more films than Nicolas Cage, Samuel L. Jackson, and Bruce Willis combined. I'm tired of seeing this guy. I know it's pre him hitting his apex. I get it. But the problem is, God, I can't even watch any film now without his smiling mug turning up.
You had to at least
plays a nurse in
appreciate
this.
him for his expression.
Well, yeah.
Because at one point you could see on his face he was thinking that no matter what it potentially does for his career, it wasn't worth it.
Oh no! Look where he is compared to some of these other people. He's on the top of his game right now.
Let me just say, this guy
But
makes
at the
money.
time.
He goes and he gets in there and he does his job and he does his jokes and he hits his marks and he's fucking out of there. So he's a professional.
All right.
And you need to see and I've seen him live and he was fantastic. Absolutely
all right.
fantastic.
I'm not throwing shade. I'm tired of seeing it.
He does with David Beckham. He's a great improviser too.
Focus on relaxing your anus. Drug reps generally do not assist with medical procedures and lame.
No, but
anal
she's a
jokes
nurse, though.
At the 6 month, no, but they don't. She would legally. She could not do this procedure.
If she still has her license, she could.
No, she could not do that. You can't. She's a drug rep.
She could if she still had her license and she had privileges
but they
at the
have-
hospital.
No, that's
I'm
bullshit.
just saying.
They have people that are qualified to do that at that hospital that are working. She does not work at that hospital. She could be sued.
I know. What did I just say? If she still had her license and she had privileges at the hospital.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She's a drug rep.
Okay.
All right.
We're focusing on the wrong thing. We're
Yes.
focusing what is actually going on screen. She's petting the patient like it's a fucking cat.
Well, you know what? If somebody's gonna jam something up there my ass, I'd like to have a little petting too.
Have you ever had an enema?
Yes, I've had enemas.
Yes. That's what they're doing.
Is it really an enema?
Yeah, they mention it later.
There's only two reasons why you put a tube up someone's ass. You're giving them an enema or you're giving them a colonoscopy.
Well, that's a Saturday night, Chris. I don't know about you. I don't know where you're living.
I said a tube, not other objects.
Oh, okay, all right.
She pulls her hands. She's got gloves on out of nowhere. She's got gloves on, but she's into the enema. Like she is having a very sexual moment.
She wanted to put it in there even more. I mean, she was excited about that.
She was a little too onto it.
I couldn't tell if she was turned on or just it was Jessica Alba being disgusted having to recite the dialogue.
By the way, my notes just say "ass fun"
with a question mark or an exclamation point.
A question mark.
Well, I think they're trying to portray Jessica Alba as the quote unquote post-feminist bimbo.
Is that what it is?
She's got a career, so you can't call us on making her look like an idiot.
I haven't figured out.
What I don't understand is why is it whenever an obviously younger woman, and at least they were acknowledging the fact that she's generously younger than Ben Stiller, but why is it whenever a younger woman is throwing themselves at an older guy who's not as attractive as they are, they have to be some kind of daddy? Why?
Oh, that's so gross.
But
It's
Jessica
so
Alba is really gorgeous. And
Yes.
it is upsetting watching her be so desperate and
Yes.
thirsty.
Right.
She is
You know that's not
thirsty.
going to happen.
It's-
I feel
Not
like
just to
she
look
was
at Ben Stiller and
upset.
get thirsty. That's
I
not
think
happening.
it should have been Melissa McCartney playing this role.
No.
But you want to know something? Can I just say something about Jessica Alba?
Melissa
She is
McCarthy
the
is
most
not that
beautiful person to come out of Pomona, California that has
She's
ever
an attractive
existed.
woman, yeah. She's
She's gorgeous.
She was born in fucking Pomona. Okay, if you've never been to Pomona,
Let's have.
let me just tell you.
But yeah, the way
Not a
her
lot of really
character was
beautiful
written, it was kind of blink twice if you need help.
Well, that was my next line where she says Knuckles. First of all, who the hell fist bumps like that? Nobody does that.
It says Knuckles.
Alba's
She's
entire.
trying to help the old guy who doesn't know how to fist bump. That's the
know.
joke, that he's so old he
I
doesn't
know.
that.
Alba's entire performance seems like she just came off some type of medication. or started some type of medication, whichever you want to look at. I'm not sure what she's
Again,
doing.
blink twice if you need help.
Yeah,
Is she a stoner? What? I don't.
Yeah, I don't
she's like
know.
a bro,
Right.
almost.
But I don't know what type of performance she's doing. Like, what is her character?
I think she thought that this is what a frat guy would be like if he had transitioned in the medical field. So she's doing it like the girl version of like a
guess.
frat
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
A bro
Hey
dude.
guys, I can hang. I'm down.
I don't blame her. The character was written this way. She has to do the lines.
Oh yeah, the
Well, no,
character's
I don't blame
it
her at
makes
all.
no sense.
Yeah, but she has a little room to maneuver, I think. And
No, it depends on the director.
all right. Paul Weiss.
The director is Paul Weiss. I mean, he's so up and down in his movies, though.
Yeah, he is.
I
I think
know.
he was medicated for most
He
of
did
it.
About a Boy, which I loved, one of my favorite movies, and he also did American Pie.
Right,
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Having one of your little heart palpies again, Jack? Anyone want to bet that Robert De Niro had one of those ankle bracelet monitors criminals under house arrest wear so he didn't have to escape from the set? So that's the only believable reason he would appear in yet another Fockers sequel at the 8th
I think
mark.
he actually enjoys making these terrible.
No,
Oh,
don't
I-
say
I-
that. Why are you
I
saying
agree.
that?
100%
No.
Because he gets to do full impression of himself in this
Yeah,
movie.
but we've seen him do that in other films.
He's De Niro doing De Niro.
You really think he likes doing this crap?
Oh, absolutely. He seems like the total type to make bad dad jokes.
I think he was there under duress.
I
don't-
think that
Oh,
budget
I
went
don't-
right to him.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
No,
Yeah,
it went
yeah.
to Barbara
Barbara, then him, and then Hoffman.
Love,
I guess.
love her.
and her wig.
I'm gonna send you a box of these musical condoms. I guess Barbara Streisand was also wearing one of those ankle bracelet monitors at the night
Guys,
cinema. Why
Again,
is she?
she loves this. She
What?
loves this.
Yeah, you
No.
could tell she was absorbed.
Come on.
Like all eyes
Are
were
you joking
fixed
me?
on-
She gets to play like Dr. Ruth
Well, that was my next.
Boehner.
I said she plays a white Jewish Oprah who talks sex in a way which would make you never want to
She's
have sex
doing
again.
Dr. Ruth.
That's Dr. Ruth.
Yeah, I get Dr. Ruth Oprah.
I'm Dr. Ruth Wassheimer.
You won't believe it. I'm in Sevilla, Spain. There you go. Here we go, guys, which is where Dustin Hoffman was on vacation when the production tracked him down and forced him to appear in this mess at the 10-minute mark because he did say no, and they found him.
Well, they couldn't really recast the dad at that
Well,
point.
and then when he goes, "Oh, I just wanted to tell you, I'm not coming to the twins party," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, you're not coming to the twins party because you don't want to be in this dumpster
He doesn't-
fire masquerading as a company."
Right, he doesn't want to be in it. The whole crux of this is like one of the things going on instead of them having a house is they're having a birthday party, 5-year-old or 8-year-old birthday party for the fucking twins, the two kids, the two obnoxious kids we're talking about, and the whole family's got to get together. And this includes De Niro and his wife, which is Blythe Danner, and Stiller's parents, which is Streisand, and God help him, Dustin Hoffman. I never went soft on you. Unlike this film, which never seems to get a comedy erection during the entire running time, maybe the audience should just have taken Sustengo before seeing it. All right, I'm full. Hey-o.
Well, we're the problem with the kids is that we're supposed to believe
Yeah.
those two kids are 5.
Are they
And they're
five?
not.
They're
And
hitting-
No,
they're supposed,
th-
because
those
they're
kids are
going into
6.
kindergarten.
But
No,
they're-
they're going into kindergarten.
But they're
I
different.
know, but I mean, at least they're.
You clearly tell the girl and the boy are clearly different ages, even
Yeah.
from that point, right?
No, it's
But
just
then,
the whole
then
thing
they
is
try to explain it as, "Oh, he's smaller than she is."
these kids are clearly like 9. They're like in 3rd and 4th grade or
Her
something.
adult
This is not a
teachers-
kindergartner.
Her
think-
adult teeth are coming in.
I think I got approached to do this film.
I'm going to defibrillate myself. I think De Niro actually performed this stunt for real as his only attempt to escape from the production at the 12-minute mark. Yeah, he starts having a heart attack, and he ends up shocking himself, right?
And he tells his cat.
Yeah, I know. He's down in his basement, and he's looking at the family tree that he's been working on. And he realizes that something's coming up here that involves Ben Stiller, but he starts having an actual heart attack.
No, it's turning into like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon.
Hey, greetings from the Black Sea. Owen Wilson is yet another actor who was on vacation when the camera started rolling and was forced to Skype in the first part of his performance, 13-minute mark.
But
Why?
I think this was partially like Microsoft must have given them some of the money for the budget
Oh,
because
yeah.
there was like several Skype scenes.
He said he was going to buy his girlfriend a 50-carat ring. That is bigger than my head.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Well, look at the one Mariah Carey has. That's like a 25-carat ring that she has.
Is it the size of my fist?
No,
What's
but it's
happening?
No,
big. It's
no,
like it covers
Mariah-
her whole knuckle thing. You know?
Mariah transcends reality.
That's true.
Just
Yeah, but you think
That's
Wilson-
because she doesn't exist in reality. She's on
exactly.
Well, that woman does not exist, no. Are you prepared to be the God Focker? This film should come with its own rim shot. 18-minute mark. Go ahead.
God Focker would have been a better title.
Oh, that's
No?
right.
Yeah,
Oh,
it would
That
have
would have
been.
been way
That would
better.
have been a great title.
Bolton
But the
kinda
fact
stayed-
that Robert De Niro is taking the piss out of the
I know,
Godfather
know.
is so disgusting to me.
No,
I know,
Chris, this is the problem with his peer. He pisses on his own legacy. And this is what
I know, but when
problem
people
here is.
do that kind of stuff, this is why great movies get remade. Like Clue is getting remade, and other things get remade because it's okay to make fun of them. It's the same way I felt when I was watching The Lion King in the theater, and when Jeremy Irons, when they got whoever says to him, "Oh, you're very strange," and he says, "You have no idea." I was ready to leave the theater.
That's fine in that context. I think here, though, he's directly pissing on his own legacy. And I think that's what I have an issue.
And that's terrible.
It goes back to the bad dad jokes. He's a corny dad.
But he was
He's a corny Midwestern dad with a New York accent.
He was also in that Rocky and Bullwinkle nonsense, and he also made fun of his
I know
taxi driver shit, which was terrible too. I don't understand what he does a whole career where he has this great body of work, and then he spends the back half of his career undermining all that great work. Why doesn't he just do a Sean Connery and say fuck it, and then go play golf for the rest of his life? I'm tired of seeing
Can you really imagine Robert De Niro playing golf?
Yeah, like throwing the golf club at these. Yeah, exactly.
I saw him in New York about 5 years ago, and I thought he looked 800 years old.
You didn't ask him out.
Oh, really?
You don't know if I did.
Well,
He looked so old in person. Like scary
Well,
old.
he is old.
he is. He's 73.
But,
Yeah, he's
but
like 70.
he looks 108.
You know what the problem is?
I
Is that
stalked him.
he got married in 1976 and had 2 kids. And then he got married again in 1997 and had kids in the late 90s and the early aughts. And so he's should be like a great grandfather by now. And he's got kids that are barely in college. That's why he's so fucking worn out.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he hasn't done good work with his legacy. I get that, but I'm just saying I don't like to see him here undermining his previous body of work, which we all have gotten going.
Nobody does. It's a terrible joke, and he didn't write that.
No, but he agreed to do it. He agreed to say the lines, Crest. So it doesn't matter. He's still at fault. I'm your father, and I'm requesting of you to eat the lasagna. You know your film sucks when even a projectile vomit gag isn't fun. 20-minute mark. Anybody laughing at that? No. De Niro puts it in Stiller's head that he's going to be a God Focker. Then he goes into the next scene, which is the dinner scene. Now, Ben Stiller's thinking he's going to be the God Focker, and he starts delegating shit to his old lady and his kids, and he tells his kid to eat the fucking food. Kid's not feeling well to begin with and pukes all over him. I have no problem with these kind of gags if they're funny.
Not funny.
Thank you. It's not funny here.
I'll just give it up to the makeup department because at least the barf looked accurately barfy.
Okay, well, I don't think the projectile part looked good. I think you can.
But you know what I mean? Like when you see this stuff, I'm again going to go back to Ridiculous 6 and you're seeing stuff flying around.
Yeah.
It just looks like a hose spraying dirty water. This at least looked like barf.
Yeah.
Guys, I didn't eat dinner. This is my new diet plan.
Just watching the characters.
Watching a shitty movie and you didn't eat?
Yeah. No, I had a bottle of wine for dinner because I watched, not a glass of wine, a bottle of wine watching this film.
It's hard to believe they're 3 minutes apart. Now, here we go, guys. Really hard, actually. I guess the production couldn't afford to hire a decent casting agency after all the money went out to the A-line budget 22-minute mark. Where the hell did they get them from? Because there was no money left to hire decent child actors. They both were terrible child actors. I guess we were agreeing on that as we're arguing.
Well, and also, I think I was probably unduly harsh because I had just seen Stranger Things.
Oh, that's fair. You can judge child actors from show to show. And you said those ones are very good.
Can I just say something? Neither of these kids have really worked since Little Fockers.
I noticed that.
The boy did Opposite Day, Couples Retreat, then Little Fockers, and then Beyond the Blackboard, and then he was like, peace acting, I'm out.
Yeah, that's it.
Career
So-
killer.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit for these two, which is, it's tough enough anyway being a kid trying to get jobs. But this girl has actually gone on to way better stuff.
No, she's actually a nice guy. She was excellent in Nice Guys. We should mention.
She was excellent in The Nice Guys.
Can a girl poop from her vagina? And then I wrote, this may be the only valid question in the entire.
Actually, that was the only time I laughed in this movie.
There's a dinner scene. The parents finally show up at the Fockers residence, and I should say the Robert De Niro character and the Blythe Danner, the Terry Polis parents, and they're having a dinner scene. He's making good. And the kid busts out that joke, which I thought was valid, but all right. It's turkey time. Film is so lazy it recycles the old Monty Python-style blood splatter jokes, yet still manages to that even unfunny. Like, or
That was
even
so
that
terrible.
I've seen better SNL blood splatter.
God, I'm tired of seeing that fucking joke.
I mean, it would have been great if they reenacted when Dan was doing the Julia Childs thing with the finger on SNL.
Oh yeah, or the Addams Family,
or Eric Idle with the blood splatter in European Vacation. We know how that joke works, but here it's so mismanaged because he's trying to carve the turkey with a family crest knife, and of course he cuts his thumb and then sprays blood on, I guess, basically on just De Niro, and then Blythe Danner gets a little bit of it. And that's basically it. It's not funny. It's just badly executed.
And then can I just say something? They make a huge deal out of this finger, and then the next day nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah, that's right.
He literally cut off his finger.
No, it must be the same editing team from Pompeii, like Sarah pointed out, with like biting off the finger.
Oh, you're right. It's exactly absolutely correct. There you go, folks.
Throwback.
This is when I was like 100% sure I wasn't eating dinner. This is my new diet plan, guys. Like, I'm gonna be svelte.
Welcome, parents. Laura Dern apparently needed to make a mortgage payment as well, since she turns up around the 31-minute mark as the head of an overpriced private kindergarten. Why is she in this movie? Was it at that point in her career where she wasn't getting a lot of work? She's on a network show now, right? Or on a Hulu show?
No, she's in the new. She's gonna be in the new Star Wars.
No, I'm talking about she's doing a show. Star Wars. I'm not talking like a show. She's doing like a Hulu show or an Amazon show. She's doing work, right?
She's working.
Yeah, well, she took time off to like.
She's on Big Little Lies.
Thank you. Thanks. Somebody saved me on that. I know Laura Dern has done better work than this.
She's also on F is for Family, so she's like on a lot of stuff.
She's done stuff, and apparently now.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. All right. So I don't know why she's fucking here.
This was 2010, though. You have to understand. 2010.
There's no dinosaurs, Crest. So I don't know.
No, actually, I was gonna bring that up. There's something about the way she gave the tour of that school that felt like very Jurassic Park when they got the tour of the school.
It is very Jurassic Park, right?
And I was like, was that intentional?
And she says the lines to De Niro and Stiller, "Tell me what path you've chosen." The unfunny path, apparently. Hey-oh.
Can we talk about the wardrobe for this? Because she's wearing like a dress, very professional, sneakers.
That's me if I have to wear a dress.
Right. But you're not a director of a school where I'm assuming they're going to spend, those schools are expensive. They could be $50,000 a year per kid.
Damn.
And she can't put on a pair of flats? I don't.
Nice flats.
Nice flats. Or also, everybody was dressed very oddly. And like the budget didn't go to clothes.
No, it never does, Sarah, in these films. We've never seen. No, you're absolutely right. No, you'll learn about that as we do some of these films.
Maybe
the wardrobe truck.
Like ponied up some of the budget. I don't know.
Hey, less shoes.
You got the red shoes for the Washington woman.
Why don't we just stick with the truth? Never mind. Truth is film.
Can we also talk about the kids in the drawing class? We're drawing an almost completely naked man.
No, well, that's fine.
Oh yeah, and he was.
That's fine.
And the way he was posed, it just made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, he was splayed out. He wasn't.
He looked like he was going for like a rectal exam or something.
You just had no problem last week talking about Pompeii and everybody's app.
There were no children.
But that's a good looking guy. There was a good looking guy out there.
That's great. I'll go to that art class, but maybe not for the kids.
This thing is like basically this school was a compilation of the joke of all of these fucking waspy elitists.
Now that's what's the joke.
So
but it's not funny.
It's just the kindergartens. And this is what was confusing is that it's supposed to be a kindergarten, yet you have teenagers at the school. So are people just in kindergarten until they're a teenager?
But the joke wasn't pushed far enough so we understood it. Like that.
No, because they got it confused.
If you're going to go
get enough 5-year-olds for the scene.
I'll do it. You just help me back it out into the street. What are the odds that Ben Stiller will nearly killed Robert De Niro by dumping out all of that sand in that truck? Anyone laughing yet, guys? Anyone at the 37-minute mark?
My notes literally say, it's been 40 minutes, I haven't left.
Okay, so what happens? He goes back to the house, and the house isn't done, and they have a little tete-a-tete. Because there's a big hole in the backyard, and he's supposed to have his kid's fucking birthday party. Now, mind you, Owen Wilson shows back up, and he rented a really nice house, by the way. It has a meadow. They can easily hold the birthday party that they want to have for the two twins there. But Ben Stiller's being a fucking dick and insisting that it has to be at their house. There's a hole in the backyard. Harvey Keitel's hopped up on drugs.
I said I want whatever he's on.
Exactly. And why would you like to say okay at that point? Look, if Owen Wilson has money and he offers to host the kid's party, let him have it.
No, but it's pride. He doesn't want the
No,
guy to be the hero. I
Well,
get
and
that.
actually,
Let him be the
it's-
hero. There's no
well,
pride
and no,
here.
it's
Right?
justified.
It's not pride. It's practicality. You have a hole in your backyard. You can't do it in the time frame. So obviously, if somebody else offers to have it at their place, just do it there. Who gives a
I just
shit?
was hoping we were going to have a whole poltergeist twist. at
No,
this point.
no. Polter.
Can I just say he has a meadow in a timeshare? That's what he says. I wrote it down.
But is it a timeshare? Because I thought it was somehow.
Sure, it's a
I don't know.
He said, "I have a timeshare with a meadow."
That's the wine talking.
And it
No,
turned out
I
to
wrote
be
it down.
Superstar. Alba gets more obnoxious every time she appears on screen. 39-minute mark. That was my only note on that.
I mean, it's so unprofessional.
I don't know what she's doing in this. Like, yeah, she really is unprofessional. No drug rep would act like that. No.
She's a bim bro.
Jack, what are you doing out here? The entire film could have easily been resolved if any of the lead characters had a simple 1-minute conversation about what any of them were really doing. 43-minute mark. I'm tired of seeing these missed, communication films. Stiller agrees with the Jessica Alba we've been talking about to go down to do this stupid presentation at this hotel, but he doesn't want to tell the family because he's hard up on money to pay for that stupid kindergarten we mentioned from Laura Dern earlier. So he doesn't tell stupid ass Robert De Niro, who's staying at the same house. De Niro, of course, is suspicious because he finds a Sustengo in a closet, the samples that Alba gave him, and thinks that he's screwing around on his daughter Terry Polo. So he decides to follow him. That's where we're at now, and he follows him down to the. Actually, he doesn't, right? He doesn't actually make it all the way down to the. Oh no, he does. I think.
No, he does. And then they play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Which is just like weird and whatever.
So he goes and does a prepresentation, and then they're having drinks afterwards. And Jessica Alba said, "You killed it tonight." Unlike this film, where the only thing you killed was the humor level. Hey-oh, 48-minute mark.
Oh.
Can we just talk about? So the issue is he doesn't want to tell him he's going to be repping this drug, but his mom talks about sex, has a television about sex. The guy watches it, right? It's not any worse than repping this drug.
No, it's not. It's not.
There's nothing to be really ashamed of.
Right.
I mean, what his mother does is way more outrageous.
Yeah, and she's a
But
complete.
apparently that's like part of the source of his shame, which is really just, it's like, dude, therapy. Somebody,
Well,
like
exactly.
everybody needs to be in therapy.
These people are
These
fine. They
movies.
should have been. Yeah, I know. All right.
Oh, and can I just cut in
Oh,
real quick? I meant
what?
to say this about Terry Polo.
I didn't want to say anything. She's terrible in the film.
Oh my God! Was her main direction in this movie was to just look confused and constipated.
Christina Applegate. I thought would have been a better choice, but all right, that we can
Oh,
argue.
maybe.
Argue. Terry Plo, she's just not very good in this one. Maybe she was good in the first two. She's just not very good here. All right.
Well, can I
So,
just say something?
I'm-
First of all, you're criticizing a stay-at-home mom who's totally frazzled. Let me just say that's what we all look like.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, that's not.
You
what I'm
look.
saying.
No,
She's
that's what you look like. You look like you're constipated and that you're pissed off and you haven't slept in 100 million years.
No,
I don't have
also-
kids. What's
She's
my
not-
excuse?
I'm just talking
I
about
don't
her
know, sir.
deciding to
Well,
whether
she's not a
she
stay-at-home
should
mom,
leave
is she?
or-
Is she a
Yes,
stay-at-home?
that's what they say in one part of the movie.
Oh,
is
I
that
thought she had a job. I
she's-
thought she had a
No,
job.
not in this movie. In the other movies, she did.
That wasn't my point. My point was like the way she's like deciding who to believe. It's like, oh, do I believe my father or my husband? And I have to look constipated trying to decide.
She's wearing the same ugly pink shirt in almost every scene.
I know.
Very, they made her so unflattering. They
Yeah.
could have zhuzhed her up.
So as a result of that, dumbass Robert De Niro actually takes a Sustengo and ends up with a raging boater, but and so
And
Stiller-
there's where the special effects come in.
well, Stiller comes home and
Ah.
they have this meet and greet, and apparently Stiller discovers that he's had this boner longer than 4 hours. So as a result of this, there's a line that says, "You need to stick me and stick me now." And here's the unfunny payoff to the Sustengo setup that we mentioned earlier. I wasn't so much laughing at Stiller poking De Niro's erection with the needle than I was at cringing at the 52-minute mark.
Oh,
That's a tough way to get rid of a boner, guys, with the adrenaline shot to the dick.
Has that happened to you many times on
And
this?
I'm not quite that old yet that I would need that. But if I do, that's gonna be rough.
I just was so happy that we didn't go the full Franken beans in the zipper.
Oh my
Something
God.
about Mary's
Yes.
situation.
But
So
the joke, again, this is another example where the joke wasn't pushed far enough that you really don't see what's really going on. You really don't. I would have really made an effort to really show that elaborate boner through his pants.
I put in my notes in caps. I never, ever needed to see a De Niro boner.
I just say something. At least in Anchorman, when they did it, they did like
That's
at
funny.
least they made fun of it. You know, like it's an optical illusion. You got to go back to the
Mhm.
pants store and take these pants back.
There's a bunch of different ways they could have went with it, and none of it was funny here.
Can we
but
just say he pulled his pants all the way down for
Yeah.
that shot? I mean, right down to the ankles.
what are you gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
he's wearing pajama pants, Sarah. That's how they
But
go.
it's
Not-
already sticking out. All you gotta do is just
Yeah,
put
like,
it right
who-
under that. You
who
don't gotta
gives-
drop it to the floor.
Yeah, but who gives a shit what you're you don't care. Look, you have a boner that's lasted 5.5 hours. You got.
By the way,
Well, but how are you not gonna trust somebody after that?
How did he not pass
There
out
you
with
go.
all the blood just
look,
in his
if there was
penis?
a needle going into my penis, I would pass the fuck out.
No, I mean not with the needle in his penis. I mean with the
Blood.
raging boner for 5.5 hours.
Yeah, that's a long
Right.
time to have a boner.
She was a lucky woman. That was a nice bonus.
Oh no, he did actually get some mileage out of Blythe Danner, but the problem is it lasted a lot longer than it should
And
have.
I love how Blythe Danner has her sex
It's
hair.
a cunt. It's
I did like that.
Yes,
She was great.
You can probably just Google the subject and find out everything you need to know. Just in case you missed the unfunny Andy Garcia joke from earlier, we're going to hammer it home here, 55-minute mark. Oh, Andy. I bet he didn't even know about this. I bet you $10 to this day he has no clue.
Probably.
And Andy, if you're listening, you might want to go watch Little Fockers.
Oh God,
And then-
please don't,
And
Andy.
call
please
your
don't.
lawyer. Kevin, is that a tattoo on your back? Yeah, a super creepy one of Terry Polo to boot. 57-minute mark. 32 seconds on that one. That's not a really funny joke because they decided to have the party at Kevin's house, Owen Wilson's house, I should say. And somehow he ended up mistakenly get a tattoo of Terry Polo on his back. I should mention that one of my best friends had his 3 kids tattooed on their back, their faces, which is super creepy too, I think, on some level. But
I think it's creepy when you have too many pictures of your kids on like bags and iPad and cell phone cases.
yeah, but on your back, like actually tattooed your.
No, I mean if I think that's creepy,
Right.
this is like
It's fucking creepy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have lots of tattoos and none of them are portraits of my
Yeah,
children.
but you wouldn't get portraits of your kids in your back, would you? I don't know.
Well, would you get a portrait of someone else's wife?
No, but I do have Wonder Woman tattooed on my body.
That's
so.
fine.
Well, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's good.
But that's always acceptable.
We all have
Right.
Wonder Woman tattooed on our body. Come on.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly.
I have Bon Jovi, but
Yeah. Wonder if the production played a practical joke on Wilson, and that was an actual real tattoo. I don't know why I wrote that. Now, then I wrote now.
Like
that's
he pulled a Steve-O and got a tattoo of himself.
That'd be awesome.
I gotta give credit to Steve-O. That's a pretty awesome tattoo.
I know honestly that looks better than this because it's almost like he has like a disturbing stalker tramp stamp.
He does.
But I know. Why is it a tramp stamp? I don't even understand that.
Or it looks like one of those airbrushed T-shirts you would get at the mall.
Nobody
And
has a tramp stamp, right? You guys, none of you ladies have tramp
No.
stamp. Okay, good. All right.
I know.
Well, this is awkward. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My notes say, and this never happened, but I felt like it should have. Why doesn't Owen Wilson and Jessica Alba get together?
That's what I thought was happening in that scene when they meet, and I thought, oh, good, she's gonna like stop trying to, climb Ben Stiller like a tree.
Because
And-
there was actual chemistry.
Yeah, there was. You're
It
absolutely
just
right.
made sense.
Let's start the interview. Apparently, they didn't give enough unfunny things for Laura Dern to do earlier, so now we're going to showcase a series of unfunny scenes involving her interviewing cut-rate acting agency child actors at the 1 hour mark. You have to go back for an interview. You got to take these kids for a stupid interview.
But you know what? Those interviews looked like the interviews from Law and Order SVU.
They're not funny. They're not. She's not funny in the scenes. Again, I don't know why.
Why is she laying on the floor with them?
I know why is she even in the
She's
movie?
engaging their.
Nobody
cerebral
nobody
cortex.
in schools do that, by the way. In case
Actually, no, they do. This is the
No,
scary
yeah.
part. This is a dramatization, but it is. This is taken from real shit.
you have to step back and accept the fact that I got this. Kid falling from the climbing wall. Maybe the funniest joke in the film, which ain't saying much, guys. Hour and 2 minute mark. I think he broke he fractured his arm, right? One of the stupid ass kids. But him
Yeah.
falling in the background, I thought was kind of funny.
And did they give him like the worst Hollywood film cast of all time? I mean, it's like practically bigger than his leg. This cast.
Oh, yeah.
I know. It's a fracture, but they're out the hospital now. All this dirty stuff starts coming out because Robert De Niro suggested to Terry Polo that she married the wrong guy and she should be with Owen Wilson because he's still got a hard on for Terry Polo because of the tattoo we mentioned earlier. And then there's a line during the scene because now Terry Polo finds out that Jessica Alba is actually a lot more attractive than they thought. And she says, you told me she sold boner medicine. You didn't tell me she was boner medicine. Hello!
That's the best line in the movie, everyone.
Yeah.
Sadly, this film will be here all week.
Because no matter what you think about Jessica Alba's acting, She's a hot woman.
She's an attractive woman. I don't think she's. I'm
But I
not.
will say this: with her shirtless scene, we do find out that she has a tiny bit of an outie.
All right. Well, look, I wasn't really looking at it. I don't really think she's. I don't find her that.
Oh my God.
Knockout.
Okay,
I
so
would go
just
gag for her.
was coming on to you as hard as she's coming on to Ben Stiller, you wouldn't have fucked her.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's attractive.
She really is.
I'm just not that into her. I just don't think. All right, man.
She's wearing the tackiest Forever 21 outfit.
Oh my
and
God.
she
You gotta remember, guys.
still is so gorgeous.
I'm still coming off Pompeii. Okay, so I'm still winding down from Kit Harington.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sarah, you know what? She's wearing the Romy and Michelle businesswoman collection.
She is.
Hey, I'm gonna sleep over at this new house tonight, and of course, nothing will happen. Nothing in capital letters, even though horny Jessica Alba is dropping him off at the house, our 9-minute mark. This guy's a fucking idiot. Why would you let the woman who obviously has the hots for you drop you off at the house that you're gonna stay at where nobody else is gonna be at, like your wife or your fucking kids?
She is so desperate.
Let me just say something. He's trying to reconcile with his wife. He just had a blow up, and this bitch shows up with wine and Chinese food.
Well,
I was
that's
like, bitch,
right.
no.
Yeah,
And I would have shut the door.
I am half as attractive as her, and I have never been that desperate.
right.
Exactly.
Ever.
I just call bullshit on this.
Guys, I just lied. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm just
You're actually more than attractive. Yeah, we got it. Okay,
Yeah.
she'll be here all week. Why was she taking a erect? And then now during this scene, she has Chinese food, and they kind of connect and stuff like this. They're having wine. This guy's a complete idiot. Why was she taking erectile dysfunction pill?
Okay.
Didn't she read the label first at the hour and 10 mark?
She knows exactly what this is, but apparently there is a female Viagra that's supposed to
Yeah.
like do stuff.
Well,
But yeah, she's a fucking drug-addled crazy person.
Yeah,
This
but-
is why she's
But
a
they
drug.
haven't intimated to that at all before.
And also, P.S. Her character's from Florida on her. Okay, doesn't that explain everything?
Well,
Right.
there we go.
Look,
Yeah.
not all women from Florida act
I thought-
like that, okay?
I thought this was going to be like him getting this uncontrollable boner and then it being hilarious. No.
Right? That
She
would've been
takes the
fun.
medication.
It'd be great if she got a boner.
And then she just turns into a douche.
Don't be a grumpy daddy. Yeah, do something to perk up this lame
Ugh.
comedy. Hell, we'll even take Jessica Alba nude scene at this point. We don't even get that.
She goes off the rails here.
But not in a funny way, though, Sarah.
No.
Not in a
No,
funny
it makes no
it's
sense.
sad.
Yeah, exactly.
is.
This is really a sad. She doesn't have the physical comedy to do this kind of scene. If she, I wish she had just got. You
Well,
don't.
no,
You
she,
don't.
she
but
does just not like this.
No,
is
she
a,
does
this
not.
Is, this
She-
is no. This is tragic.
No.
This is like what you think Lindsay Lohan probably
No,
does.
no, I just. You
Yes.
know who would have killed in this scene though? Catherine Hahn. Somebody like that who's.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, but
would've
she's
killed
too,
it. She would've
she's,
killed it.
she's quote unquote too old.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah, she's too close to Ben Stiller's age, and actually Ben Stiller's old, so he's not.
He's up there. Yeah, I know.
But the scene doesn't make sense. She takes this medication, she's been drinking wine, and she goes ape shit. Instantly.
Nobody
Instantly.
did that. Nobody.
She totally like
a-
suddenly turns into like a bad character from The Hangover.
But not in a funny way. But does that happen if you take
That's me, a bad
erectile dysfunctional medicine and drink wine? Do you turn into?
I don't know. I don't know what
I
mean.
can-
This.
I'll tell
I've-
you
yeah,
guys
I've
next
never-
week.
Yeah. Well, Sarah's had the wine. We gotta pop her full of Viagra and see what happens.
There we go.
Nice shindig. Judging by how elaborate this 5-year-old birthday party is, I'm shocked that Terry Polda doesn't immediately divorce Stiller and marry Wilson. I would. Our 14-minute mark. He puts on a nice spread. That party was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, but
It was so over the top. The gigantic faces
Yeah,
on the.
wasn't that great?
Oh my
I love
god.
it. That'd be your kids, like your two boys would be up there.
and the adult-sized Power Wheels.
Oh yeah, I would kill for a party. Look,
Oh,
I
by
would
the way,
marry.
is
I would
it,
marry
like,
Wilson.
are those really a thing? And if so, where
Yes.
can I get one?
Yes.
They are a thing. You can get those.
Where the hell did all these kids come from? How could two 5-year-olds have twins? I should say have this many friends.
First of all, the boy said he didn't have any friends,
Right.
so I don't believe that many people are showing up.
Where the fuck are all these kids coming from?
I think Owen Wilson's Kevin. I think he like hired friends.
Yeah, I could see that.
This party has such a gay vibe. It wouldn't surprise me if one of the twins turned out to play for the other team as an adult. It's a pretty gay party.
Because that's how you turn gay.
I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me if they turned out gay.
They
All right, here we go. And here's my next joke. Henry and or joke in quotes. Henry and Samantha, today you are 5. Speaking of gay, Owen Wilson turns up in a baby blue Cirque du Soleil jumpsuit around the hour and 18-minute mark. This is what a
Also, is he tucking in this scene because it looks like he has no penis?
yeah,
honestly,
exactly. This is what cinematic desperation looks
frightened
like,
me.
guys.
I had to
Know
pause
that
the movie to
I
see
have
if
some
was-
medication
he
for
has
him.
he has no penis at all in that.
No, right?
Well, personally, I just think it's nice to see that they recycled those Blades of Glory outfits.
All right, Griff with the win. Save
But
on
at
that
least in the
one.
Blades of Glory, you saw the junk in the trunk and the.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
I
trunk.
don't think Owen Wilson is a dick. I don't think he does.
It
Unless,
would have been good if he had a huge one.
hey, I think you left something at home. Why isn't that lizard dead by now? Hour 20-minute mark. The boy has a pet lizard that lives for a very long time. What's the lifespan on those stupid
Well,
things?
apparently it's actually not a lizard. It's
a
a
bearded
dragon.
How long
My
did
brother
it?
has one. They
Named
can live.
Arthur.
They can live a long time.
Okay, so all right, so that blows my whole joke. All right, thanks, guys.
Research your shit before you start trying to throw it out.
I didn't know it was rhetorical.
Let's keep. We've had this date since the beginning, Greg. Was anyone else waiting on the scene where De Niro and Stiller beat the piss out of each other? How is any of this funny? I should say at the hour and 22-minute mark. So it comes down to a fist fight between Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro's character at this party. Because there's betrayal, and again, I mentioned earlier, a simple 1-minute conversation would have cleared up all of this. But now we gotta have them beating the piss out of each other. I don't understand how that any of that.
I was just happy we didn't have the scene where Robert De Niro tells Terry Polo everything, and then shit gets fucked up.
Well,
So at least it was
Yeah.
just
but
the two
still,
of
no,
them
that's
going
funny.
at it.
All right,
That would have at least made sense.
get out of the ball pit. Okay, I'm gonna admit the Jaws ball pit joke is mildly funny. That was where I laughed.
Fight was very anticlimactic.
Well, like much of the film.
Yeah.
To your point about the Jaws thing, I did think, okay, if we hadn't seen this exact same plot and characters recycled, if this hadn't been the third go around, maybe it would have been funny.
Why isn't anyone breaking up this fight? That's my next question. The only time two grown men should be fighting at a child's birthday party is when there's a dispute over who gets to molest them first. Hey-o.
Oh, come on now. Honor.
I worked really hard on it.
No.
This is why we
Oh,
can't have nice
you
things.
worked really hard on a molestation joke. Congratulations.
Oh, man, it's a tough room tonight. It's either I'm too drunk or they're not drunk enough. Or maybe both.
Are we talking about the kids? No, I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh, I take it back.
Hold with the save on that. Whew.
Honor's rubbing off on you,
it's-
Sarah. Don't
Yeah,
let it
no,
happen.
first of all, it's a small save on that one. Okay, we'll keep going. Then where is home? Did anyone give a shit about Wilson's inner turmoil, guys? He's rich. Who cares? Hour 23-minute mark. Now he has a crisis of faith because he sees that the family's getting back together, and Wilson has his wife, his fiance, didn't want to marry him, who is hot, super hot by the way, but bailed on him, and now he has nowhere to go, and now he's in a tent talking to
Babs.
I'm sorry, yeah, Barbara Streisand. But we're not. I didn't. Oh yeah, I do have one line.
Roz in the movie.
Mom, Arthur's missing. The film would have scored a few points if that damn cat had actually eaten the lizard at the hour 24-minute mark. I didn't like that little lizard, and the cat didn't eat it apparently. He choked it back out, which is not realistic because the cat would have killed the lizard.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna...
Arthur the lizard.
And this is again where there's special effects.
That was bad CGI, right, Chris?
It was terrible
Thank you,
CGI.
God. On a $100 million budget, you couldn't come up with some better CGI for it. It's really the lizard, right? That's CGI, not the cat, right?
Oh yeah, it's the lizard.
How did you guys combine all these bruises and lacerations? Ooh. Hey, here's Jordan Peele's one-scene cameo before he became famous for Key and Peele. Savor it, guys. Hour and 27-minute mark. Griff, you must have loved that one.
I felt sorry for him.
Oh, no.
I did too.
He was on the upswing. He was on his way to fame.
Yeah, no, he overcame this to become famous.
I thought he was fine here.
But he had been in, he had been. This is after Mad TV, so
I know, but they were on.
It's one scene.
He and Keegan were on like the last few gasps of sketch comedy breath of that show.
No, he wasn't. He was on from 2003 to 2008. He was on for 5 years.
See, okay, I
You
couldn't.
forgot that it was that long. He was
got it.
on for 5 years.
Well, I tried to forget.
So basically what I'm saying, Robert De Niro and Ben Stiller end up making up after they fight, and they come to an understanding, and now they're getting wheeled off because De Niro has a heart attack, and Stiller saves him at the party from the heart attack, kind of, sort of. But they all are beat to shit, and that's where Jordan Peele comes up in his one scene cameo, and he's wasted, but we'll give it to him. You're right, Focker. I'm sorry. And then he says, you're the right Focker, basically, like the God Focker. And I said, ugh, fuck you.
you're the Greg Focker.
No, he said you're the right Focker.
No, he says you're the. I had the subtitles on. He
Oh.
says you're the Greg.
Yeah,
Focker.
but the subtitles are usually wrong, though. I mean,
No,
yeah,
because that's
they
what he said,
aren't.
because that's what he yelled at him when he left. He said, "I'm Greg Focker. I'm the
there's
Greg
some,
Focker."
like-
So then he's saying it back to him.
But how did things get resolved? Did I miss something?
No,
Because they had this
They
conflict. They
beat
were.
each other up, and then he had a heart attack, and
yeah,
then he
that's how it gets
performs
resolved.
the Heimlich on the
There.
cat to get the thing back, and then he's calming him down until the ambulance gets
Sarah's coming off
And
her
then it's
blind
fine.
eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so lost here.
I mean, he really should have just said, instead of saying to Ben Stiller, like, it was always you, is never going to be Bob, he should have said, you
Right.
had me at hello. And then it would
Oh,
have just
see,
been,
that's again, we always write a better film, folks. 4 months later, what was the point of this tacked on holiday scene again? Oh,
Wasn't it released around the holidays?
right, we didn't actually have an ending for this film. That's right.
so we have to have the Christmas time.
Scene resembles an after party once shooting is wrapped.
It was a Christmas movie. That's why the poster has the fucking bow
but
on
no-
it. Shit.
Really, it doesn't take place at Christmas. All right, that's kind of
No.
bullshit.
One scene, the end scene does.
Yeah, except all the promo
But it's
materials.
Hanukkah. It's
No,
a Hanukkah movie.
all right.
Christmas.
Chris Mahana Kwanzaa.
No, nobody's gonna be Fockerized except us for having watched this mess. Hey-o. Okay. That's a quick one. This Google is a wonderful thing. For finding crappy cinematic turds? Yes. Yes, it is. Hour and 31-minute mark. Woo! End credits Stiller rap speech may be all you need to finally OD on
Yeah, but wait, can we just, before you get to the rap, Dustin Hoffman says to Robert De Niro, while you were resting, while you were sedated, I snipped some of your pubes
Yeah.
Yes.
and sent them for DNA testing.
How
It's
would
like,
you pubes?
he has hair on his head.
Right.
He's not
Thank
bald.
you.
No, you wouldn't. You would
Yeah,
never.
it's
Because his
just a-
pubes
And
is
also, when
funnier,
you're
but
doing
it's not
DNA
funny.
testing on hair, you have to have the root of the hair.
Right. It's
You can't have just like a
he
piece of
wouldn't.
hair.
I know. His pubes is funnier, and they thought it was.
But then he says, like, okay, well, welcome to the tribe. You're
Right.
Jewish. And he was like, I don't think so.
He's
I
like,
was
no,
like,
thank
oh.
you.
No, he's
And
not
we're just gonna
Jew.
He's
brush
like,
over
he's
that.
like,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
he's-
they're like, well,
Yeah, but he's 1/23rd Jew. He's not Jewish.
he was like upset about that. Like, no, I don't want to be Jewish.
Said, I
yeah, that was a
disagree
little
with the
bit
finding.
anti-Semitic.
Well, he also says, oh, look, the Jewish hats, which is
I
a
know.
little
And
upsetting.
why
I
is
know.
his name engraved on it like it's a fucking Mickey Mouse hat from Disneyland?
Well, there's like Jewish people making it, so it's all funny.
Not
Right?
adult.
Paul White
Not
is Jewish.
adult.
Steve Stiller's Jewish, so it's all
Adult.
funny.
It doesn't.
But
Well, there's fun yarmulkes out there.
There's like Yankees, yarmulkes,
Yeah.
although I wouldn't choose that team, but
I'm wearing one
Yeah.
right now. So
But,
some-
but no one go, oh, look, the fun Jewish hats.
no.
Like, like
That's how waspy they are.
yeah.
actually, isn't that what Trump called it at one point?
Wow. So there you go, folks. That is Little Fockers this week. We took it out and played with it a lot longer. We should have. Can we flush it, ladies? Can we please flush it?
Flush it with that
Please.
cat, please.
Consider it one pussy flush. There you go. And it's Hey-oh.
Heyo.
All right, I know. It was a long show. That's it for this week. I want to thank my lovely co-cinematic pleasures, Midwest movie mogul Colleen Griffin, and Raging Buddha movie Queen Norcrest. Great job as always, ladies. I want to thank our extended co-flusher this time out, coming back for a second go-around with us, the lovely and talented Sara Polton. Thank you, Sarah, for sitting in with us once again, saving the day on another crappy turd.
I just can't quit you guys.
And we'll be back to torture you next week with something else. Until then, say goodbye, ladies.
Bye. Bye-bye.
I'm just gonna close with Harvey Keitel's great line: "You can pump, dump, and hump this shit." Okay?
Honestly, Nora needs to just send us out from now on.
I think she does. She'll be here all week and every week.
Hey, this is Nora Crest, and I want to thank you for listening this week and every week as we flush these turds down our cinematic bowl here in the restroom. If you haven't already, please subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play Music so you don't miss a single episode. You can also follow us on Twitter and use #PodernFamily, or like us on Facebook, circle us up on Google+, and check out all of our episodes at our home restroom on the net, signalsoffury.com. Until next time, remember, we're here to flush it so you don't have to see it. I'm Nora Crest, and this has been the award-winning Soiled Restroom Cinema.